Hi friends, I hope you had a great day today. As we expected, today market was bullish in the first half of the day. We were able to make some kind of gains in the first half. Hi friends, I hope you had a great day today. So let's look at what we can expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually being a Thursday. More chances are that the market can be flattish. Today, in fact, the first I think the first hour of the day So the first few minutes, I think the market now opened gap up. We were expecting bullishness in the market, and then completed. Our target of 34,680 was also done, and then we saw a very steep fall from there. In fact, market tested a couple of times to move up and then went down very badly. Bank Nifty was very strong. If you see, Nifty was the main culprit, which in fact moved down much lower to what it was yesterday. If we are right, it in fact crossed yesterday's low and almost hit 16,000. Whereas if you see, Bank Nifty sustained pretty well. Couple of things I would like to tell our viewers. The moment market is weak, people are talking about 14,000, 21,000 in Bank Nifty and Nifty. If you see here, Nifty or Bank Nifty, take example Bank Nifty, took support here and has taken support of the trend line and trying to move upwards. We will be able to only ascertain whether market is bearish, bullish. At this point in time, in fact previously also I was mentioning that market is very range bound. If you see here, it is forming a triangle and trading in this particular range. Any breakout of this range, we will be able to ascertain whether market will go down further or move upwards. So that is the reason the name of this video, I put hope in the market. Yes, we are definitely bearish. We have fallen badly. Inflation fears are there. RBI is definitely going to increase the repo rate once again shortly, which was announced recently as well. Ukraine-Russia issue has not resolved. It may even increase or move even towards the other countries who are planning to join NATO. So, but don't have that kind of a fear that okay, market is down, it's going to go 20,000 and all that. Yes, our market is definitely bearish. Market is range bound. We are not seeing any huge buying. We would not want to go in for huge buying. But some of the stocks which we selected, like example, take Kotak. It has been holding. It has moved pretty well. If you see from the couple of days, from the lows, it is Kotak. We in fact also mentioned the FMCGs are good and auto sector is good. In one of the forums we had recently mentioned stay away from IT, and recently we also mentioned stay away from steel sector. So steel sector is definitely, if you see, it came down uh, very badly. I have a viewer who is asking about Divi's lab. I think he has. Can you also tell me which put you're holding in Divis? Let me just type. Uh, Views on Divis lab trapped in 3600 P cell. Nikhil G, 3600 P. You have what and what? Try this. Okay, and Mr. Shiva is one of our favorite viewers. He wants to know about SBI. Okay, we'll definitely answer both of this. Uh, uh, I would request the viewers to ask more queries. We would be glad to answer them. Uh, okay, so I was talking about FMCG stocks. Let me take out all this indicators. I think the target of 1916 on Kotak is completed. Now if you ask me, is Kotak still a good buy? I think yes. Let us wait for this for Kotak to, according to me, Kotak can retest 1900 levels and then probably take a pullback towards 1960 or even come inside the triangle. In fact, I think there was another breakout which I had mentioned. I have drawn these lines recently. Okay, Divis Lab. Let me look at Divis Lab and SBI. Some of our viewers are asking what indicator can we use, so I thought let me also probably share some of my views on indicators, because I purely look at price action. Prices actually makes the indicator move. So let's look at Divis Lab. Divis Lab has definitely fallen. It has, in fact, I think gone below our support levels. I think it is a good short. You've taken a good, but you have taken 36th. Let me remove this. Yes. Let me remove all the indicators. Sorry, remove all the. Okay. If you see the Divis Lab, I think had formed a triangle pattern here. It tried to show us going to move up, and then it actually broke this and has been a good sell for the last almost 2-3 weeks. It is in the sell side. Currently, it may tend to take support at 3120 around this price. So we are currently in the month end, so I would definitely not recommend buying any stock options in the month end. Two reasons: one, because of volatility. Second, I would not recommend because if you do not, if you are not able to, as per the SEBI rules, if you're not aware of, if you're not able to sell before the expiry, you have to buy the stock. So it could be a slightly risky thing. Nikhilji, you still not told me whether you are shorted put or you have bought put, because you are asking trapped in 3600 put sell. So are you writing or you are buying? If you are buying, yes. If you have bought this 3600 put, you are definitely in the money. Uh, you can possibly hold this. As I can see, uh, still more down coming in. If unless otherwise, if there is any kind of a positive up move, which I really do not see, unless it is able to sustain above 33,550 levels, it is still a sell. So it may tend to, as per price action, it may try to move a little up and then may come down. So if you are able to take another, buy another put, yes, you can definitely go for another one. So, and we can, as I mentioned, we may expect around 3,200 levels and maybe next couple of days. But if you have written 3600 put, you can only pray that it breaks or sustains above 3571 and move back towards the first level of 3800. That I cannot, that I foresee a slight difficulty. The other way is, see, if you are a caller, if you are a writer, option writer, generally option writers do take a huge risk. So you can wait for another maybe. Okay, I think this will be. Is this a month expiry? Because 2nd of June would be the monthly expiry. No. So I'm not sure. I need to check whether this is the monthly expiry. So it looks a slightly tough. Yeah, this is a monthly expiry. Tomorrow is a monthly expiry. So it is a little tough, Nikhilji, to hold this. You may have to take a loss, because if you are not mentioned whether you're taken this month expiry or the coming month. So, however, I have shared my view on how the price action could move on this particular stock. Now, I would like to come back to the stocks which I was talking about. Some of the stocks which we had earlier recommended was Kotak, HDFC Bank for long term 1290, which is it is sustaining still above the price. Tata Steel, in fact, I was mentioning yesterday to one of my friend. I think in our channel itself yesterday, we can we may see more lows, is what I was mentioning. So it has come to 3-digit levels. I'm expecting this to come somewhere at 850 levels. If it is not able to sustain 850, then it is a slightly but being a Tata group, I'm sure they would tend to pull this up, hopefully. So the other stocks which we had mentioned during this fall was HUL, Britannia, HDFC Life. HDFC Life, I've been really been following on this stock. In fact, our subscriber has HDFC Life futures. I told him to roll over for the coming month, because I see a very strong positive up move on this counter. Today, in fact, we had shared a call on this counter. Uh, if you see NDFC live here, it is been trading in this within this channel. It is taking a good support here. It has moved back up. We can expect somewhere close to 580, retest down, and then maybe even 600. So looks pretty strong. Uh, Reliance today was a strong sell. We had shared a sell on this counter. Uh, we shared a sell on this counter, and our stop loss was almost moved towards the stop loss. Uh, and then went back low towards 2600 levels. You see, Reliance has been actually very range bound. Any up move about 2000 let me remove all these lines. Give me a minute, please. I'll remove all indicators. Yes. Can we see any up move in Reliance tomorrow? Yeah, one can probably think of buying Reliance equity with a stop loss of 2592 for a target of 2660. This is a short-term call we would like to share. Let's look at open interest. Open interest, I already observed, is there is no big. In fact, most of the writers who were at 16,000 put had to run away because of the huge fall, and they seem to have shifted towards the call. They have written a call, and tomorrow I am expecting market to be slightly bearish. Our levels for tomorrow would be currently 16,000. Okay. If price is not able to, if price can definitely try to move down below 15,960 and try to head 15,860 levels, or even lower. So even Nifty, as I was mentioning earlier, is trading in a very, very tight range. So see here, it is trading between 15,760 and 16,450 levels. So we would have to wait for the price to market to give us a proper direction. Definitely, Mr. Shiva, I would share my views on SBI. Give me a second. Let me complete about the index. I'm just hoping that this price sustains, and then we try to move up towards 16300 levels. uh, if you see, Tech Mahindra went down very badly. Only Wipro is trying to sustain, is what I observe. But otherwise, we see that almost all stocks, Nifty 50 stocks, are looking pretty weak. Uh, Tech Mahindra today, in fact, Nifty was totally being dragged down by IT and steel stocks. Hindustan Unilever is still looking good. Britannia is still looking good. Kotak is still good. M&M is, and Mahindra Eicher Motors. Uh, auto stocks like Ashok Leyland, Maruti are doing pretty good. If you're looking for short-term gains on intraday, you can trade as per the levels. Stay away from Tata Steel and steel stocks and IT for now. If market is not able to sustain below the levels, then we may see even the other sectors like FMCG and auto being dragged down. Let's look at SBI, State Bank of India. I would not look at this stock now that the result is out, and the result, I think, was not that great as per expectations. And moreover, if you see, this also seems to be trading in the range. So I would not recommend adding to this stock. Let's move this, because all these targets are almost done. So in fact, broken the trend line. If it is able to sustain 450, then possibly I would think of holding. But then I think currently it may move down and it's pretty weak. So I wouldn't look to buy this counter, but I would definitely look to short this if it is not sustaining above 456 levels. And our stop loss would be somewhere at 458. So one can possibly think of shorting this. Maybe tomorrow we will watch how the price and moves. We can expect this moving towards 240 levels. May tend to retest 455 and then head towards 445 levels. So I would possibly look to stay away from this stock as well. Also, I would request our viewers to possibly join our channel. I will share a Telegram channel so that you could ask queries during live trading hours, and possibly you may even join our paid group. Today, in fact, we were able to gain about 200 points in Bank Nifty and about 60 points in Nifty. And Reliance, as I mentioned, we went short in futures with a stop loss of which almost hit the stop loss and then went very smoothly downwards. Our sell was somewhere at this, yes, our sell was somewhere at this juncture. It almost went up 2640 and then gave a good for breakdown. Tomorrow, what stocks I would be looking at? I would possibly think of ICICI. I would look at ICICI, Axis Bank, IndusInd Bank tomorrow. Most probably, we would also look at AU Bank. AU Bank, if let's look at AU Bank. See, AU Bank, I think was battered very badly today. Did not sustain 1300. Now it went up, and then after that, I think it's been just falling down. So we can expect 1002. If AU Bank is not able to sustain present levels, it may try to retest, and then I'm sure it will go towards 1260. By the way, the price action has moved on this counter. The other stock I was mentioning we would look to is ICICI Bank. The reason I am looking at ICICI is it has been sustaining above. It went up very strongly, came down, seems to be sustaining at this levels above 700 levels. Any up move on ICICI Bank above 716. I'm sure it will try to break out upwards, or maybe even try to break down once and then move back up towards 720, 730 levels. But 730 would take some time for market. Once stabilizes, I'm sure this stock can head back to 800 to 850 levels on the short term. Let's look at other Nifty 500 stocks as well once, how they've been performing. Shraddha Corp now moved well, and at the end of the day it came below yesterday's low as well. I think we may see some more down moves on this counter. I would suggest there might be slight retest towards 640 and possibly move back towards 820 levels. However, if this stocks tends to stay below 620 levels, then we may possibly see uh, the first target of around 520 and then even up to 400. However, if you look at the charts, seems to be nicely moving upwards. Hope this continues moving up and sustains 900 levels. The COP actually, yes, is trading at all-time highs. So let's see how it goes tomorrow. Thank you for being with us. Hope you have a pleasant day tomorrow. Tomorrow is a day for option writers. Slightly bearish side. Uh, but however, as we all know, market doesn't just go straight down. There will be some kind of a upward move and maybe downwards, as per the open interest and the charts as well. When you are looking at Nifty 500, Gale seems to have been hit very badly today. Uh, I'm expecting Gale to go much lower up to 260 250 levels. So I would suggest not to add or average this stock until this price sustains. Infibeam also is better to stay away from this counter. No clear charts movement or price. NTPC, Power Grid, some of these stocks are holding positive. One may look at buying these stocks. You may not have huge price moves, but then you can at least not, hopefully not see big down moves of these counters. So we would like to close here. I hope our viewers queries are being answered. I will share our Telegram link and or contact. One may come and ask us queries even personally. We are always glad